Welcome, Ms. Long.
Thank you so much for having me.
Ms. Long, this is an amazing project you're working on. I'm going to ask you the details about it in a little bit, but before that, I'd like to find out about the personal story behind this project.
Well,
you have a personal story.
Yes.
Could you please tell us about that?
Yes, I was very privileged to be invited to Kagada's Turkish Women's Entrepreneurial Conference in 2009, and I was to be a speaker, and just before it I found I had breast cancer, but I caught it so early that what you see today is me feeling very, very healthy and wanting to give back. And the reason I want to give back to Turkey is I asked my surgeon if after my surgery, 2 weeks recuperation, could I go to Istanbul? And it was the best therapy in the world to go to Istanbul and take your mind off things and meet with Turkish women there. And so my surgeon asked if I could try and find a hospital in Turkey that would like to share their concept, the American concept, of creating a breast cancer center.
So how did the Adana Seyhan Rotary Club and Washington, D.C. Rotary Club coordinate to develop a breast cancer center, a comprehensive breast cancer center in Adana?
Well, when I went, I found a hospital first in southern Turkey, in Mersin, and I took, about 4 months later, I took our Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Lorraine Tafra from the Breast Center in Annapolis, Maryland. She and I went over and we met with Dr. Metin Altankaya. And he was very supportive about having a breast cancer center created there. But then he moved over to Adana. And so as soon as he moved over to Adana, we realized he was a champion person and that we would like to continue to work with him. So he helped us find the Rotary Club of Seyhan Adana, and we met the president, Cenk Ursus, and my own club, knowing my interest in all of this, just out of the clear blue sky said, we want to help you do a project in Turkey. So the Rotary Club of Adana, the Rotary Club of Washington, D.C., and their districts work together to raise funds to send 2 groups of 5 doctors over to Adana starting next year.
Great. And how did they welcome this concept of a comprehensive breast care center in Adana?
Oh, this was it. Everything just worked absolutely wonderful. First of all, the president of the Rotary Club was very welcoming. He talked to the mayor of Adana. The mayor of Adana said he would try and get transportation for the women up in the hills or in the rural area to bring the women into the hospitals for their exams. They found another person who is a woman in Adana who is coordinating all of the breast cancer awareness, and they came up with several wonderful themes. One was putting signs on buses. Another was something I had seen in Dublin, Ireland, in the ladies' room of all places, but it was so appropriate. It says, be aware of breast cancer, but place it in ladies' rooms where ladies would see this kind of message. And they really supported all of this. And we also heard that the Adana Rotary Club, Seyhan Adana Rotary Club, is reaching out to the doctors in the area, 40 doctors, and they're doing another project which is to fund the forms with a little lump in them for the breast shape, and to give it out to 40 doctors that feed into the Adana hospital. So it was like many things came together, and they've already started in September, they started the push to the breast cancer awareness for when we go over in April.
Ms. Long, what is the comprehensive breast cancer center going to include? What is it going to have that the existing breast care centers do not already have?
This is what is so wonderful. Many breast care treatments occur in different buildings around the city. You might have a ketem where you might be getting the mammogram and the first level of diagnosis, then you've got the hospital, then you have someplace else to go to the radiation, someplace else for the chemotherapy, and this is what we have worked so hard to bring everything together so the woman, the patient, is the central point, and have her go to one place where she can get her treatment. And so it goes, we say, from soup to nuts. It means a breast cancer awareness program, the digital mammography, the diagnosis, possibly, if it is necessary, the surgery, the chemotherapy, if needed, radiation, and the lymphedema therapy. And to have a woman in one place surrounded with other ladies that are going through the same thing really allows her to be more comfortable, and we think that the recuperation period is sooner and they can handle more patients that way.
2 vocational training teams are going to visit the hospital in Turkey in April and in July. Could you please tell us about what the goal they want to achieve is, and when and where exactly the training teams are going to be?
Okay. There's 2 parts to that. First is Dr. Metin Altınkaya is the surgeon that has been designated by the CEO of the Adana State Hospital, who is Dr. Inal, and he has given full support to not only Dr. Altınkaya as surgeon, but also to a radiologist to help build up this center within their own hospital. They do have an oncology center, and what they are going to do is to have meeting rooms where I can bring over 5 doctors and medical staff. So we have a surgeon, a head of a breast cancer center, an oncologist, a radiologist, a pathologist, and the lymphedema therapist, and the nurse navigator, which isn't always used in other areas that don't have a breast cancer center. They will all show how working together the doctors meet once a week and discuss that one patient at a time.
Ms. Long, October, as we all know, is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and you are committed to increase awareness for this disease for all women. You're doing this by being the team leader for this amazing project in Turkey, and you're doing this as a volunteer, aside from your regular job.
Yes.
That must be why you were awarded recently for doing extraordinary things as an ordinary woman.
Oh,
Could you please tell us about this award a little bit?
Yes, thank you. There is an organization called the International Alliance for Women, called TIAW.org, and once a year they give 100 awards in a global forum for women that help empower women. And I feel very, very honored. I was one of the women that was awarded this year. Sherry Blair, the Prime Minister of England, you know, that was Tony Blair, his wife was getting the award, and we met some wonderful, wonderful women from all over the world coming into this conference. And it was held at the Canadian Embassy, and I was most surprised that friends from all over flew in to help me celebrate at this event, and it was a great honor, and it's a great honor to be here at Voice of America with you.
Well, thank you for being here today. It was a pleasure having you, and thank you so much for answering our questions, Ms. Long.
Thank you.